Welcome to the 9th episode of Rewriters of History. Nobody's died yet, but Jonathan has left us, so the character Eric Douglas is going to take a back seat. And we are about to start again where we had left off after the big fight. So, we start this game with the image of a severed arm floating to the shore and being picked up. It is Oliver's arm, and you are out of karma to reattach it. Kawa walks up to you and offers to help. He puts the severed arm against your stump and bites into the place where the two are joined. His golden tooth shines brightly with karma, and suddenly sensation returns and your hand twitches violently in shock as it gets reattached. Kawa steps back with a grin. Allison enchanted it for me so I could heal myself if I ever got in trouble, he says, pointing to his golden tooth. Behind you there are the bodies of the Hermes you have slain and the Jackal you have spared. It won't be long before someone on the road above you spots this carnage and calls the authorities. What do you do?
First, in response to the healing tooth, I just go, holy shit. That's really cool. Also, we should probably run.
No. I need some explanation first. I will approach Jackal.
Right.
I will approach Jackal as he is the most ranking officer. And
Is Jackal still alive?
He's still alive, but he's unconscious.
Okay.
I will try to wake him up with water, or is he unconscious from the wounds?
Yes, he's unconscious from wounds, and you can try to roll for medicine, but since you don't have equipment, that will be at a -3 to try to wake him up.
Let's try to wake him up. -3.
Oh,
and the first roll of the evening is 19.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
So you slap him awake, and he mumbles something. He says, "Don't kill me. I'm one of you," and like you have the time to ask him one question before he's going to fall back unconscious from the loss of blood. He's in a very bad state physically.
Yeah, we really did a number.
Well, we need to help him. The other guys are dead.
Yes.
So he's the only one we can help at the moment. I will look back at my rest of the party and say, "Hey, come on! I need a hand here. You can explain all of this later, but now we have a human life to save."
Once he's unconscious again, we can talk to him.
Oh, you have time to ask him one question.
Sorry, once he's unconscious again, we can operate on him.
Yeah. I will ask him, Jackal, do you have any place we can take you with your wounds? Stay with me, man. Stay with me.
He says, he mumbles, pretend we're all Hermes and bring me back to the observatory.
What?
On the other hand...
Well, I am a Hermes. What are you talking about?
I don't trust this guy as far as I can throw him.
On the other hand, okay, so Oliver, you remember, the reason you spared him is because he did
handshake.
Yeah, he did the secret movement, secret hand movement that Neo Hermes used to recognize each other. But you know that there's a secondary base of operations for the Anubis on Hawaii. That is the Jackal's house. Not a lot of people know where it is, but it is pretty isolated. But it has a lot of equipment, and the Jackal uses it as a base of operation. So that's another place you could take him if you want. It's up to you. And apart from that, there's also where your characters live. I think Oliver lives in the Gemini Observatory, and so does.
Stefan is also.
Yeah, Philip does too.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
Philip has like a cheap flat outside of the observatory, but he mostly stays at the observatory.
Okay.
Well, the best scientists are in the observatory, so probably a proper medical facility is also there. I'm not sure what he's rambling and what it's all about, but I say we take him there.
I just turned to Oliver and I say, "Are you really okay with that?"
This is I don't remember. Do I know Stefan lost all of his memories?
I assume by now you would have picked it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Actually,
everybody
that's a good point.
knows.
Yeah, like even if you didn't know something's off about him.
I'm going to tell Stefan that this is an Anubis operation, so we're operating out of an Anubis base. The Hermes do not need to be involved in this.
Can we take care of the Jackal there? We have medical equipment.
I know about this house, but I've probably never been there, right? Simon?
Sorry, I think you've been there a couple of times. You know how it operates. You were, after all, his apprentice.
Can I see if I have anybody in my network that is trustworthy as a doctor or something like that?
Sure, you can use your influence to get some help at the moment. You just have to tell me how much influence you have and which domain you're using for this.
Well, I only have 4 influence. So 4, and I don't know, use biology or chemistry. Somebody with a lab and some, I don't know, antiseptics and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be a surgeon, but somebody.
No, getting help to heal someone without calling the authorities requires an influence of 6, and it requires the domain medicine. So without the proper domain, you don't have enough influence to get someone to help you like this. I'm just going to have to be back. I'm just going to have to leave. There's something like happening in the other room. I will be back. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
I can call my doctor for a prostate. That's a trusty one.
What? Excuse
Well, I'm an old
me?
man. I'm an old man, so I have a full time that person. So
It's like, I don't know about a trauma surgeon, but I know a good proctologist.
yeah, it's a doctor. Yeah.
They're all doctors. It's fine. Oh my god.
My plan is basically to lie to you, saying, yeah, there's definitely medical facilities where we're going. I mean, I'm guessing there probably are going to be.
Yeah, just at the very least, a first aid kit.
Yeah, for stabilization.
Yeah, with the type of operations that the Anubis run, like capturing people and getting information out of them. Yes, they have like medical facilities to keep people alive.
We have a car still, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we do. We didn't drive it off the cliff.
Yeah, you guys take the same way.
That was an idea, but you decided not to do this.
I was like, I'll risk losing time for the sake of not losing our entire car and possibly dying.
All right. So, you also know that the Hermes have sort of enough influence in general to cover up, to try to cover up like operations like these when they go really wrong. So you'd have to either use your own influence if you have the domain like police or stuff or these sorts of domains, or you'd have to rely on convincing the Hermes that it was their operation and that they need to cover this up. I'm just saying because you're leaving a pretty bloody crime scene behind.
Yeah. And I'm not. So you were accused of being. Why were you attacked? Because of janitor? And what does janitor have to do with all of this?
I'm going to say the Anubis in the back betrayed us and stabbed the Jackal through the back wall of the truck, causing him to drive off the cliff. If it wasn't for our janitor here, we would all have died. I regret having to hurt the Jackal, but he was convinced I was part of this, as you saw.
Somehow, I don't believe you. But
That's valid.
I will roll this up. I will roll a subterfuge check.
You can roll subterfuge against Stefan's empathy, but since Stefan is dubious, Stefan, you get a +6.
No.
In the meantime, Kaua is leaning into close to Philip and being like, "What the hell is happening to Stefan?"
Long story short, he doesn't remember anything.
What the hell happened to your subterfuge, Oliver?
Oh,
I don't
rip.
know. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh, actually, you have the same score. It's just that Stefan is good at rolling dice.
yeah, in this game, yeah. Well, the time is running out. We need to get this man to some proper care. So, but if Anubis was attacking you, why should we go there?
Because not many Anubis knew about this base, and since these were from off the island, we should be safe from anyone who may have contacted.
Well, I don't think we can do anything about the other bodies. And can I roll to see if there are any witnesses around or people?
Yes. Roll. You can roll for vigilance.
Vigilance.
Sagittarius, first column towards the middle.
Yeah, probably something that I'm not good at. Yeah.
No, you don't. You don't know if
8.
anybody. Oh yes, it's 8. Still not a success. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't know if anybody's seen if there have been any cars that have driven above you already and noticed you yet.
Do I need the medicine check to try to at least stabilize him for transport or?
No, thanks to the karma, he is stabilized and he is going to start to heal unless if something bad happens and his wounds get infected and things like this. But thanks to karma, at the next sunset, his dark karma is going to regenerate, and that should be enough to get him to help him wake up. And and heal everything apart from the first line. Yeah. So that means you have until then to where he's going to be unconscious.
Okay.
It is the afternoon too, so the sunset isn't that far.
Okay.
All right. So, you start to you start to walk along the cliff line until you find a way where it's easy to climb back up near the road. But that is going to but basically either you do this, and I'm going to need a -3 strength roll to carry the a simple strength roll to carry the jackal, or a -3 athletics check to climb with the jackal, pulling up the jackal back onto where the car is.
I cannot help in both of those.
Where's strength?
Taurus, middle column to.
Yes. No, I can't help with either. Strength would be the best bet, though, but I still need to roll a 12.
I could maybe do it.
Yeah, you would have a better chance with the athleticism -3 check.
Yeah.
Just climbing, but that also implies that if you fail, you drop him. So that's a more risky thing.
Yeah. I mean, if you did drop him with Philip, it'd be kind of understandable because he still can't trust this guy to save his life. So it'd be like the least problematic person. It'd be like, oh no, that makes sense. Philip just fucking hates him.
Yeah, like in the background, Kawa is like, why are we helping this guy again?
Yeah, Philip's still like that too. Like, I don't know, man. The adults are just saying we should.
Kawa looks at you and he's like, I'm older than, like, I might not look like it, but I'm older than Stefan.
Oh, that's right. Shit. Jesus. Surrounded by old people.
Geriatric party, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll athletics.
Athletics. Okay. Oh, athletics. Yeah, that's gonna be good. A -3.
Yeah. Oh, you are unbalanced towards the light,
Yeah.
which means that you need to take a debt to save this person. Darkness debt. Do you do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I guess so.
All right.
I mean, if you drop them, I wouldn't be mad, per se.
I know, just like he might have information, so.
All right. Yeah. So as you get back in the car, are all of you going to go to the hideout together and leave the scene as it is, or? Yeah.
Well, so there are 2 dead bodies, right?
No, I think there were like 5 Hermes.
5.
Yeah, so there are 5 dead bodies and a truck that crashed, that veered off of the cliff and just crashed into the water.
But those dead bodies have gunshot wounds, right?
No, the fighting has been done mostly with swords. Like there's, I remember describing Philip decapitating someone at some point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's people are going to arrive there and be like, this was a nasty accident, and then a sword fight happened.
You know how it goes.
Before I climb up, I'm going to try to drag the bodies into the water.
Okay.
Hope that they float away.
Right.
I don't really know much about cleaning up crime scenes, so, you know.
I think the Jackal would have taught you 1 or 2 things, but yeah, go ahead and roll for, I guess, subterfuge. You're trying to make something look different than the way it is. Okay, yeah. You drop the bodies in far enough into the water that they won't show. There's still traces of blood in like on the sand, and the crashed truck that you're not able to push, but you make it look more like an accident, at least.
Yeah, maybe some sharks will eat the bodies and solve our problem for us.
Okay, yeah. As you head off towards the Jackal's home, which is deeper inland and like isolated in the tropical part of Hawaii, everyone can roll for the 8.
Ooh.
I have 2 whole points here.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, damn. Wow.
So that's going to be interesting because Stefan, you don't have to tell everyone this, okay? But here's the thing: you know that the Anubis, their job is to find the Neo-Hermes and to extract information from them. It's quite possible that the Jackal could have learned the hand sign of the Neo-Hermes that the Neo-Hermes used to identify each other by interrogating a Neo-Hermes he had caught. But since you are in present company, not sure of who is who,
Yeah.
and who is on which side, you what you do with this information is totally up to you.
Well, I noticed that both Philip and Oliver are suspicious about Jackal, and they were adversaries on a battlefield. So, yeah, I will keep it to myself, but I'm pretty aware that they're not like friendly towards Jackal. But for now, let's just try to save him. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Oliver?
That information hasn't occurred to anyone except Stefan.
Yeah, because Stefan is the only one who rolled above.
I entirely believe the Jackal is a Neo-Hermes then, because that was my entire basis for not believing he was a Neo-Hermes.
Like if I think that I was giving the information. I was just reminding people that this is the way the Anubis operate and stuff like this. But since if you had those doubts beforehand, you can totally play on that. You know.
Okay, that was the entire reason. I did not want him conscious, and I want to take him to the his house so I can interrogate him over it.
Okay, yeah. I was just making sure that we were all on this, that everybody who rolled high enough to remember those aspects of your own 8 were aware of those aspects. So you drive into the private property of the Jackal, past his immense collection of do not enter, trespassers will be prosecuted or shot signs. We're hearing. I think somebody unplugged their headphones because I could hear echo. Okay, it's gone. And you make it into a 2-story house that looks really old. It looks like it was built by European or American settlers a long time ago, and it's sort of like falling in ruins. But you also have like barbed wires and also signs that there are mines around the house, just to warn people not to come in here. And Oliver, you know how to get into the house and avoid all of those protections. In fact, you drive the car off of the road, and like you drive alongside the road because there are the most mines on the road itself, and you make it into the house, and there's a lot of weapons. There's a lot of equipment. It looks like a small fortified base for military operations that the Anubis run, and you have all of the equipment to heal someone, tie them up. So, what are your characters going to do now?
Whew.
I'm going to get a med kit and at least stop him from bleeding, and also a couple sets of handcuffs.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I now roll a medicine check to try to see how serious are his wounds?
Yep, go ahead.
Just to don't be surprised when he dies. Yeah. Medicine. Oh, man.
Cancer, third column towards.
Yeah. Oh, 13.
Okay. If I did the math in the previous game correctly, he still has 4 life points.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his karma will heal him. We just don't need to interrupt that process.
If you want to keep him unconscious, yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice place, anyhow.
Did you actually say it's a nice place?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Oliver's going to look at you a little strangely.
It's pretty equipped for its purposes. Is it empty? We didn't meet anybody there, right?
You do. Go ahead and roll vigilance for me, please.
Doesn't this place have lots of cameras and people will see us? Let's just check.
Yeah, there are cameras, but they're all linked to the panic room, which Oliver has access to.
15.
15. Okay, you.
Vigilance or only Stefan?
Everyone
Vigilance or only Stefan?
Everyone can roll, but Stefan, you hear voices coming from the second floor, and so does Oliver.
Does Oliver know who else would have access to this house?
No one normally, except maybe other fellow Anubis.
Oliver's gonna take a gun that he really does not look like he knows how to use, and I don't know. I guess gesture Philip to do the same, or Theo. No, Philip.
Felix.
Say again, I was spaced out a little bit.
So you start to head upstairs, and you happen, when like professionals in the movies like arrive into a room together. You do this, and you arrive in a room that is full of cages, inside of which are exotic parrots. And it's the only room that is not just filled with weapons or equipment that looks sinister. The parents are just talking with each other, saying nonsense words to one another.
I love them. They're doing great.
How is Simon going to brutally murder them?
Can you teach a parrot a verse?
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
That would be terrifying.
Here's the thing. Technically, it's possible to some archons and divas can give karma to people and to animals to make them stronger, to make them able to heal themselves, and they can teach the humans to use verses, which means technically.
Yeah. I don't use guns. I use parrots. Yeah. Bring a parrot in every pocket.
So, what do you do?
We don't sense any karma around those birds or anything supernatural.
Roll for clairvoyance to check.
Okay. Oh man, I hate this shit when it's not alphabetic. Submit. No.
Oh, that's a 12.
Yeah.
Hold on, because you have... No, that's not a 12. You rolled a 2. That's an 8.
It's just base rolls. Okay.
Yeah, you don't sense any karma coming from them.
What else is in the room? Is it for some kind of just decorations, or they are studying the parrots? Are there any kind of?
It just looks like there's seeds. There's equipment to take care of the birds. There's different perches outside of the cages where possibly the birds might be allowed to hang out, and it looks more like it's a room where the jackal might just hang out. It's at first glance, it doesn't look like there's anything sinister behind this room.
Huh. At first
It's a horribly
glance.
deadly trap. The jackal never relaxes. Oliver doesn't say that, but he is thinking that.
I don't know, man. The term "chill like a villain" had to come from somewhere. Can I kind of peruse around the room and see if there's anything odd sticking out, like maybe like a weird, suspicious bookshelf or something, or I don't know, just see if there's anything that could show that this room is hiding something more than what we see.
Sure, yeah, you that would be a search rule under Libra, middle column towards the bottom.
All right.
And one question: these noises, are those the noises we heard downstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see shit.
Yeah, you don't find anything suspicious.
No. I'm like, oh, this is a really nice lounge.
Kawa comes into the room and he says, "Oh, nice!" And he starts coming over towards the birds, and he after looking around for a bit, he says, "The jackal had a lot of different kinds of parrots."
Yeah. Do you know anything about it?
Oh yeah, I know that those two over there are from Hawaii, and this one is too, but the rest, they seem to have been imported from other places. I know a lot about the fauna around the fauna and flora of my island.
Yeah, I never took him for ornithologist.
I'm beginning to think you know a lot about everything.
Yeah, probably. So, how much time do we need until Jackal heals so he can get conscience?
It should be only a couple of the sun is nearing the horizon, so you have about 4 hours before the sunset starts.
Well, we can wait and see what else we can find in this place. I will look to Oliver and I say, is it safe to roam around?
I look to Simon to ask, is it safe to roam around?
Yeah, inside of the house, you're beyond the traps, so it is safe. Yeah. Kawa asks, so what are we going to do? Are we planning on going back to the observatory and trying to find a way to salvage our lives, or are we fugitives now? What's our status, guys?
I think we should wait until we figure out what to do with the jackal.
Yeah, that'll depend on on the Jackal.
I mean, if the Jackal really is being honest, then we might have a way out of this all, but if he's just trying to play us again, then fuck it, we'll be on the run.
Wouldn't that
Okay.
be a twist of the game?
Yeah.
Oh man. It's like I could see how it would work, but I do not trust the Jackal.
Yeah, we have some questions for the Jackal. Would you like to begin on Stefan, Philip? We could use him
Oh, true.
not being inconvenient.
Yeah.
I think Alison, who's been like observing the entire she hasn't been observing the entire thing from inside your memory palace, but she's been like asking you to create a memory inside of your memory palace where so that she can observe what happened. And she's going to suggest that it might not be possible to bring Stefan back to the observatory to transport him into her memory palace to revisit the memories she's absorbed. But at the very least, he can visit your memory palace and memories that you two share. You could decide to show him what you want of your of your experiences together.
Yeah. You think it'll work just as well as if we did it with yours?
No, I absorbed all of the memories that he, a lot of his intimate memories. He'll have to go through here to, if he's going to have any chance of being totally back to his old self. But at least it might get him back on our side.
Yeah. Well, I think it's worth a
mean-
shot.
Was the one that recruited both of us, so
Yeah. I know.
Well,
we're
I'm
gonna need
still
him.
confused about most of it. I think it's some misunderstanding, or I'm pretty surprised with the events. So
Well-
I'm still not picking sides. Yeah, I'm just
How
trying
about
to.
I show you something and see what you think after that?
Well, yeah, why not?
I'm wanting to take you into my memory palace and show you a few things from before and see what memories that might jog.
Should we go now?
I mean, do we have time? I might as well.
You have 4 hours until sunset.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough time, right?
Yeah. He's good. So I'll take Stefan into my memory palace and show him some of the memories I have of us together, like being recruited and working at the lab.
Okay, so which room did you store your memories of Stefan in, and what if it's an image? What does the image look like before you step into that memory?
Oh, jeez.
And if it's not, if it's an object instead, which it could totally be, what is that? What does that object look like, and where do you take Stefan? It might be an object that was inside of one of the memories, and you could take him back to a scene we've already played in a game, or you could take him back to another scene. It's all up to. You have more control over the narration in this moment, but if you need a second to decide,
Mhm.
like we can do something else with Oliver in the meantime.
Yeah. I feel like taking him back to the time of like the whole pretty much like the first couple of sessions of the game, like going to our journey to the versus with the torso murders and all that, and I don't think it would necessarily be a full room. It might be something like it might be an object like it could be a lie detector in a closet somewhere.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yes, go
Um,
fish that out and just take him to show him again what happened when we visited good old Murder Town. And
okay, so I just want to do like just a small part of the just a small snippet of this, like
yeah,
at like Stefan, what was like is there a moment where your character would look at what happened like from a distance and be like and be surprised at the way you sounded or the way you used to be before you lost your memories?
Well, not actually, because I'm more confused with my present self. I don't feel everything is in the right place, probably. I have some thoughts. I wanted to discuss this with Oliver and you, and because I was thinking, for example, I was thinking with this new kids stuff they call interweb, or what do they call it? I don't know. Yeah, I heard you can be anonymous on that and still publish some works. So since we were playing Neo Hermesis, we actually didn't do anything to reveal the truth to the world. So I was thinking maybe of starting some kind of a blog, or any kind of that thing which I will reveal some of the knowledges I acquired. And I'm pretty much confused with that desire in myself to do right now.
Mhm.
So I'm now torn. I'm not sure why do I have all those urges to suddenly be revealing the truth to the world if I'm a Hermes. So maybe the pictures from the past will actually balance me out instead of confuse me. I don't know.
Nice. I really like this. Okay, so while Stefan and Philip are in a room, just standing there, going through the Philip's memories, what is Oliver going to do?
He's going to drag the Jackal into a secure interrogation room.
Oof.
Okay. All right. So you bring him to the interrogation room and you tie him up. This room brings back memories because that's because the first time the Jackal took you here, there was a Neo Hermes there tied up, and that's when he showed you the ropes as an Anubis, like what to do in your base, how to get secrets out. Like how far did Oliver manage to go following the Jackal's instructions the last time that you were in this room?
What were the Jackal's instructions? Definitely would have talked about like actual torture.
Okay.
He's not quite that cold and heartless as much as he jokes about throwing people in volcanoes.
But where is Jonathan then? Strange disappearance.
The secret has been revealed in between sessions.
That was actually really fun.
Holy shit.
Okay, yeah. I think yeah. That would have been what the Jackal would have tried to get you to participate in, and when you and that's how that's a satisfactory answer that you wouldn't have stepped over the line into torture, and now that you're tying him up and that you don't know who he really is that a line you're still unwilling to cross?
Right now, he's still unwilling to cross it.
Okay, that's good to know.
He still felt bad about even like hitting someone with a sword.
No.
Mm,
So
yeah. So, like at the like helping you drag the body is Kawa, and he and once you're done like fully securing the jackal, Kawa asks you, so it's so we're keeping him alive because we think he might be one of us, right?
we're keeping him alive on the very off chance that he is one of us, because that could be an incredible asset to us. And I really hope I don't have to kill him.
I can try to I can try to run like to ask some of my contacts with the Neo Hermes to check that information, but if he is deep undercover, then it might be difficult to get to that information. We might, but just the fact that he's like he might be an incredible, like you might consider him an incredible asset, but he was talking about handing you over the reins of his job, right? Something like you were his apprentice, right? So you could take over for him if something happened. If it turned out he wasn't actually on our side.
That is the other option, yes.
Okay. We don't have a lot of time, but we should try to work like to make some headway in finding what we're going to say about the crash, and if we need to make it look like something else, either for the authorities or the Hermes, we should start working on that.
That is also a good point. Have you ever covered up a crime scene? Someone's hungry.
No, that's my dog snoring. She's sleeping. Sorry.
No problem. It actually makes those background noises a lot cuter suddenly.
Man, she's snoring like the old man. Yeah.
So, I just yeah. We were talking about covering things up. Oh yeah. Kawa tells there's a moment of hesitation where Kawa he was about to say like he starts to say no, never. A couple of I can tell you the truth. Yeah, a couple. I didn't have to help cover a couple of crime scenes, not murder scenes though.
Okay. I mean, for the Hermes, we can, well, depending if the Jackal lives or not, we can say that I guess all of them are two of the people from the mainland were near a Hermes, and they managed to crash the truck. And in that in that situation, all of them were killed, including the Jackal.
Okay.
We of course rushed back to the Anubis face, but there was nothing we could do to save him.
That makes sense. Even if the Jackal does survive, it's still the excuse we can. If he's on our side, it's also the excuse we can use. we will have to say that you called that you called Stefan and Philip over to help you because you knew because they had been cleared by the Jackal. I think it'd be best if in all versions I wasn't included in the story.
We can easily substitute you in for someone else. I'm sure that a body we can steal from the morgue. Your prisoner.
The Jackal, when he was fighting you, he said that he was suspecting you, and he was capturing me as a trap to check if you were a new Hermes. He mentioned that he hadn't told anybody else that he was going to kill me. So
yeah, but I'm not taking the chance that that no one else found out that he had the prisoner.
Oh, okay. Yes. We can try to do that. How much influence do you have?
I have 4.
4. Okay. Oh, that is going to take some rolls. Yeah, that is. It's going to. You're going to need to convince the people. You're going to need to. You're not going to be able to use your influence to cover up the crime. You're going to need to use the Hermes's influence to cover the crimes.
Oliver's plan: lie to the people that have better influence than him.
All right. So. Okay, 4 hours elapse, and you are now, and the 4 of you are now standing around the Jackal as you start being hit by a wave of darkness karma. You replenish your stores of darkness karma as the Jackal's eyes flutter open and his wounds start to heal. He takes in a big breath, starts to cough, and raises his head, saying, "Oh."
Before we start this, I need to get laundry out of the dryer.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, it'll be like 2 minutes, that's all.
All right. Okay, let's do a short conversation between Stefan and Philip as you come out of your memories, if you have anything significant to say. How is Philip selling the whole there's memories you don't remember thing?
God, he wouldn't have like a really in-depth way of trying to sell that. He would be honest and say, a lot of complicated things have gone down. You made a sacrifice to help us get this far, and look, I just promise that none of us here are trying to harm you or trick you. This is all legit. We need your help.
You might be muted, Stefan, because we didn't hear the dog for a while.
Yeah, and that's why I'm muted.
Noisy puppy.
I will say, help with what, young man? You're pretty confusing. I don't understand. What do you mean? I don't remember. I am old, but I'm still a professor.
Well, I just finished showing you the memory palace. All that went down. Us in the past rewriting history, but in a way that you probably don't remember. That was real.
So what actually did I saw? What did I see in your palace? You showed me the Cleveland murder?
Yes.
Yeah. So you are telling me I was helping you do the rewriting thing?
Yes.
Is there any way that I know to fake a memory in a palace, or?
It would be possible to fake a memory like this. Simply put, by visiting the memory and changing the events inside of it, like your characters did, you could change the outcome. That was the purpose of you going in there in the first place, to change the outcome and catch the murderer who hadn't been caught in real life. So, in a way, yes, there is a way to fake those memories. It's possible that someone disguised as you was pretending to be you inside of that memory, and that Philip just recalled all of this and it's all fake. But you see, but it seems to clear some of your doubts, and the person looks who's supposed to be you does sound a lot like you.
Yeah. Well, I
They
don't
also
recall
talk about
you,
soup
but,
a lot. It has to be you.
Yeah, but that's the only thing I see. I don't see any. So how this explains anything? Maybe I forgot, or some verse was cast on me that I forgot this particular event, but this is just one event.
Well, all in all, just know you can trust us, and we desperately need your help. So,
Help with what?
trying to get out of this mess, we
Mm.
are riding by the seat of our pants.
But is it true what Jackal said, that you are neochromies?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Well, you were one
Felix,
too.
you disappoint me.
Oh no! Oh my heart! Oh
Yeah.
god.
Well, I can help you, but we need to get out of this mess and see if Jackal is really one of yours. As he is.
Meanwhile, inside of your memory palace, Philip, Allison is having a debate with Apollo, and Apollo's coming over, and they are arguing that maybe since Stefan Apollo is saying Stefan spends a lot of time in his memory palace reliving moments with his wife. We know those memories, as dear as they are to him, have pained him and have been a hindrance. Maybe we shouldn't show him everything when we try to get him to remember, or at least ask him whether or not he wants to remember everything. And Allison is arguing that no, he's entitled to getting all of his memories back, no matter how painful. And because they're having this debate inside of your memory palace, Philip, they turn to you to
Oh no.
to cut the debate clean, what do you think should be done?
Just one meta question: aren't those memories all erased for good?
They are, but Allison went inside of your memories, remembered all of them, and created them, and put all of them inside of a single book in her memory palace that you could revisit.
Okay.
I think we should give him everything. If he didn't want it, he would have said it earlier.
Yes, but that has changed since, as Apollo. His will can't be the same as it was when he had those memories. But you're the humans. You're the ones with the imperfect memories that can be modified, and with the weird ethics. I won't argue with you anymore.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Stefan's a smart man. He knew what he was getting into. If he wanted only select memories back, he would have told us before doing this.
Apollo turns to you and says, I think perhaps one of the greatest gifts the gods ever gave your species is to be able to forget some things. I think it might be the only way to move beyond the sins that have been committed in the past. I think, but that's just me. That's just maybe I am getting a bit too old.
Oh.
I'm thinking that Oliver will see the true potential of me not having my memories back, because now I'm a perfect secret agent. They cannot crack me, but I can work for neopromises. Yeah. Yeah.
Oliver doesn't actually know all that much about being a spy.
Yeah. But you are the most tactical man. You're dealing with the frauds and best way to penetrate some secrets or.
Right. So, back to the interrogation room. The Jackal tries to get up from the chair he's tied to, and then and when he can't, he looks down and he says, "Yeah, I thought this was going to happen." Okay, go ahead, ask your questions.
That was a modification of the Hermes handshake.
I've been undercover for a really long time, and I don't have access to the to reliable Neo Hermes sources often enough to update the handshakes. But I had this update was from last year, so I thought it was still good. At least it was good enough to try on that you kept me alive, so it can't have been that bad.
Come on, you taught me better than that. You don't kill people you're trying to get information from. How am I supposed to find the other Neo Hermes if I kill you?
What?
Is that actual what, or am I garbled?
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Oh, I said,
I didn't understand exactly what you meant.
come on, you taught me better than that. How am I supposed to find other Neo Hermes if I kill you?
You've got your.
I'm doing my best to pretend that I'm a actual Anubis.
Yeah.
He's all right. So he says, all right. Let's drop the pretense here. I thought you were members of another 8, and you argued that you were, I think, members of the living. Before one of the living wouldn't have spared me for making the hand sign of the Neo Hermes, which means that's what you are, and there's no because if you were anything other than your Neo Hermes, you would have finished me off. The fact that I'm alive is proof.
People have been suspicious of some of your actions of late.
You mean on our side?
Yes, on, well, my side. Evidently not your side.
I've been asked to stay undercover for the long term and to try to get as many Neo Hermes out of as I could. I was just trying to help people, and the only reason I didn't recruit you was because making you into a regular Anubis was the best way to ensure was the best way to ensure that in case that you would serve as a great alibi. Obviously, since you've been recruited by someone else, that and my plan sort of falls short. But
I don't think you entirely understand, Jackal. I am an actual Anubis.
oh, then why did you try to save this Kaua person? Why did you attack me?
Palakiko?
Yes.
He's been incredibly useful in keeping an eye on you. Why would I want you to kill him? I have other plans for him.
I don't believe this at all. You attacked me. You attacked me in the truck before I gave any signs that I could be a Neo Hermes.
Yeah, but you weren't going to kill one of my assets. But now that you've confirmed all of this for me,
you could have just, if you were an Anubis, you could have just come forward and told me instead of stabbing me and turning the wheel. You're not making a lot of sense. Besides, we're in the same room with my two main suspects on the case. My three main suspects on the case of being Neo Hermes. So very unconvincing.
Yeah, I suppose I'll have to ask them to be transferred somewhere else. What do you think, Palakiko? Are we going to get any information on the Neo Hermes out of him, or should we just kill him?
So Kawa says, Kawa steps closer and slaps the jackal on the shoulder and says, I think we can make him talk. We can find a way to get him to spit his secrets out, and the jackal, the jackal is like I think I'm going to ask you to roll persuasion against the jackal's empathy, because he's you're trying to subterfuge, but you're doing it at a -3 because it's really you're not exactly convincing when it comes to whether or not he has a lot of solid arguments to think that you're a Neo Hermes.
Oh, God.
Ooh,
Why does he roll so many 12s? Right? He doesn't believe me.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, despite Kawa's efforts, he remains convinced that you're Neo Hermes, and I think he makes this clear by saying, if you were certain I was a Neo Hermes, you would have I would be I would have been interrogated a long time ago. I'm not the jackal for nothing.
Well, I suppose that's a good point. Unfortunately for you, that also means I'm going to kill you now.
He says, wait, I told you I'm also Neo Hermes.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure I believe you.
Ask me questions about us.
I'm going to turn to Stefan and say, do you have some of your memories back?
Yes, one of those memories I have, that we were on a case in Cleveland then. But it's very strange to perceive yourself don't recall the actual events.
That's how you fooled me. You erased your memory. Ah, that is good.
Yes, Simon. That verse, when I tell the truth and somebody believes me, do I know that he believes me, or he can just say I believe it?
When the verse is cast, you know they have to, the mystical power. There's no roll; it always works. So they have to believe you.
But I don't know if they are just saying to, because what I'm thinking, how can I, maybe I'm trying to to make some, I don't know, experiment to, because let's say I cast that verse and I say to Philip that I was never a Neo Hermes. So that would be a lie.
Yeah.
But I don't know about his belief, because I'm figuring out how can I prove what they're telling me, that I was part of their group. So I'm thinking, yeah, if that's a lie when I say it, because I believe it, that I were never Neo Hermes. And if I say it, because it's a lie, he doesn't have to believe. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's like a paradox.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's like that thing where it's like, what would happen if Pinocchio said my nose is gonna grow?
Yeah, exactly.
Holy moly.
Man.
A terror in the whole of the universe is what we have. Okay, so Kawa is like takes you to the side and says one of the best one of the only ways to make sure that he is on our side would be to release him and see what he does, but that would be incredibly risky. Any questions that we could ask him about the Neo Hermes, he might have gotten the answer from Neo Hermes he captured. So it will be really difficult to get the truth out of him. What are we?
One question: can I teach a verse to somebody, or Archon or Diva must do that?
You can teach a verse to you can teach a verse to someone, or if they have an Archon or a Diva, they can learn the verse themselves.
Well, I can learn the Jackal this verse and then ask him to tell me that he is a Neo Hermes.
Does this verse
if you tell the truth
what you're saying?
No, if you tell the truth, the ones who that hears you will believe.
Okay, but it has to be the truth.
Yeah. If it's you can tell the lie and he doesn't have to believe. But if it's a truth, what you are telling, he will believe. So if we tell us that he is Neo Hermes and he cast a verse, we will totally believe him. We will know that it's true. That it's a truth. And this game has such a weird spells. Yeah.
All right. That's a good starting plan. If that doesn't work, the alternate plan is
if we don't believe him,
I quickly drink some of his blood, and then we use defibrillators to bring him back to life.
I keep forgetting that's like a verse ability you have, so every time you say that, I freak the fuck out. Like, what? Like, Oliver just finally snapped?
So, yeah, I mean,
I've got to admit, that is one of the weirdest use of that spell, but that's really brilliant. That's in fact, I'm giving everyone 1 point of experience for this idea.
But we should definitely go with Stefan's first.
Yeah.
We just want to break the game, I think.
Okay. It can take some time to learn verses, as which is usually represented by the fact you have to spend experience points to learn them. So it's going to take you 2 days to teach this verse to the Jackal.
Oh my god. 2 days?
Yeah.
Shit.
That's like the Jackal says that the Jackal does say I could learn it a bit faster if you let me let me out where I could
No.
where I could see the night sky, because the archons and divas can learn verses by observing the night sky, and if you know where the star is that represents this verse, I could learn it.
How much
No.
faster would it make it?
I could be done in a day. It's already night out. We could resolve this much faster.
Sorry, phone.
Oliver does not look thrilled about this.
Yeah, I'm not liking the idea. It's too risky. Way too risky.
I mean, keeping him here for 2 days is also pretty risky.
Exactly. Like,
But
There's going to be a problem, because I don't know if you remember, but I said that anyone leaving the observatory would be considered a Neo Hermes and tracked down as such in front of everyone in the observatory. But you've been gone for enough hours that the sun has set, which means your covers might be compromised.
I'm
and
definitely, after this, I'm definitely calling in and saying, the Jackal and I have taken some suspects to a more secure location to continue the interrogation with the proper tools.
The Jackal says you're at the very least, Philip and Stefan are going to have to go back soon, or arouse more suspicions, which means that I would be left here with only 2 people guarding me, and that puts you at a lot of risk too. You don't have a lot of choices, but if you're going to believe that I'm a Neo Hermes, you're going to have to take a leap of faith, and just give me the chance to go and watch the night sky. It's going to be the fastest way we can solve this.
I mean, the fastest way to solve this is to kill you, drink some of your blood, and hope it gives me some flashes of you being a Neo Hermes.
But if you don't get, you know what? I encourage you to do this. But if you don't get, but if you don't get any flashes, it doesn't. It won't mean that I'm not one of you.
All right. So, which way do I want to go, guys?
Well, we can still talk to him regardless what we are going to do. So, Jackal, what was your mission and who was your teacher? Who introduced you to Neo Hermeses?
I can't tell you who my teacher is, because she is still very deep undercover among the Anubis, and she's not my my official teacher.
So it's a she. It's a she. Okay, that sounds.
My mission has been to infiltrate the Anubis and learn how to best and give as much information about the movement of our organization to warn cells of Neo Hermes that we were going to come after them. And establishing a long-term grip on this organization. It's been one of the toughest organizations to infiltrate, because Anubis are not recruited from among the Hermes like with the other tables, but they're recruited directly by their teacher, which, by the way, I'm really impressed that Oliver was recruited, because I screened him a lot. But congratulations, you did a great job. The defibrillator is on the 2nd floor in the bathroom, if you want to use that. But my karma is going to fight the defibrillator, so you'll have to empty my karma first before you kill me and bring me back, which means I won't be able to wake up and learn the verse until the next sunset, which puts our timeline back even further if you don't see any flashes of me being a Hermes.
I'm sure you have some adrenaline.
One more question. What did you actually thinking to do with our Hawaiian friend, Kiko?
I wasn't going to, as I said during the fight, I wasn't going to actually execute him because I didn't have any actual proof. I just wanted to. I was telling the other Anubis that I was doing this in order to check Oliver's identity. Oliver had been formed by me to be the perfect Anubis, so I wasn't actually expecting him to be a Neo Hermes. I was doing this to reinforce my cover and make it look like I was actually tracking down the Neo Hermes at the observatory. I'm sorry that I was right when I was trying to be wrong. I know that my arguments aren't very convincing, but I am on your side, and I will do whatever you ask me to prove it.
All right, so if we kill him, we lose a day, potentially. Or we take him outside, be finished with this within a day. Or it takes 2 days. I guess the fastest and safest way is to bring him outside.
Yeah. We can try and keep him restrained.
But what if we let you go, believe you right now, what is your next step? What are you planning to do?
I would talk with Oliver on the best way to create a cover story that would explain why the two Anubis attacked us. Probably saying that a group of Neo Hermes attacked us on our mission, and that they weren't actually members of the observatory, but people who had infiltrated it. That we had went to search for them, and that they surprised us and killed all of my men. This way, this would guarantee your cover identity was preserved, and it would explain why all of my why most of my men died. I saw you decapitate some of them. Good work, Philip. But also, if you captured any of them, all of them are Anubis. I would recommend finishing them off, or since not all of us in the Neo Hermes have the steel to do this, I can take care of it myself.
That plan would be fine. That plan would be fine.
I suggest you proceed to a vote to determine what you're going to, which path you're going to take.
If we have to do one of these, I say we let him outside for the night and just keep a very close watch on him.
Somehow I'm convinced he's telling the truth. I'm not sure why, because I'm an old man and I'm easy to be convinced.
I'm going to be right back. Give me just a second.
Are we really going to kill him if he is not Neo Hermes? Can you bring yourself to do that?
Kaua, who killed the last Anubis during the fight, says, we did kill the other ones.
Yes, I can bring myself to do that.
The Jackal also says, by the way, do you my birds on the second floor. Do you think you could feed them? I've been so busy at the. I've been so busy tracking you, pretending to track you down, that I couldn't come back here and take care of them for the past few days. They're probably starving. They're probably starving. Just a few seeds each. And Kawa says, "I'll go take care of this," and he goes up to feed the parrots.
All right. So, Stefan, have you decided on what plan you want to take?
Well, we can teach him the verse. That's the least offensive, the least aggressive way of doing it, maybe.
All right, verse it is.
And we can go with you outside to watch the sky. We don't need to leave him alone. Right?
There is one, apart from not leaving him alone at any time ever, I'm also taking all his clothes. He can have a bed sheet if he wants, but I'm not trusting him not to have some secret something in his clothes.
Okay. Yeah, well.
It's difficult to take off clothes of someone who's tied down. Okay. All right. So you get him completely naked, and you heave the chair up and bring him outside. And once you're outside, he asks to be turned in the towards in the direction in which the verse is, so that his Archon and Diva can observe the verse through his eyes. You know where it is.
Yeah. I show him the star.
Okay. You show him the star, and he starts to observe it. Hours pass, and you can see he's concentrating on this very, very hard. That's so Kawa does not trust him, so he's going to stick around. What are Philip and Stefan going to do? And because Oliver is staying.
I guess we should head back.
Do you have any more memories of us? I'm willing to see some of those if you have it.
Yeah. Although I think it'd be best if we do that at the observatory. That way we don't make people more suspicious.
Yeah, why not?
I say I don't know, I mean, Oliver, do you feel like you'll be okay here by yourself? I just, if we can have the Jackal on our side, I don't want us to get too deep in shit.
I mean, if we have the Jackal on our side, you guys have a pretty good reason. Like, he can lie through his teeth, saying you were assisting us in something out here.
True.
And if he's not on our side, I mean, I potentially have a pretty good reason for saying I needed assistance out here. And you had already been cleared as not near Hermes by the Jackal before he was killed, so...
So you think we're good if we stay out here?
I'm really hoping so.
I do too, man. Okay, let's stay here, and I can try and show Stefan some more memories to help him out.
Okay. What memories are you going to show him now?
I think I'm gonna show him him recruiting me into the Neo Hermes.
Okay, nice. So you start doing this, and at some point, and in the meantime, Oliver, you hear the Jackal, and does your character have the domain French?
He does not.
Okay, so while you're like waiting next to the jackal, at some point you hear him say, on alla alors chercher Sleipnir, le cheval d'Odin, on l'avança, Hermod l'enfourcha et partit au galop. And the jackal disappears.
Sleep near, fuck.
Yeah. Killed him. Drunk his blood.
And he so like he has to travel to a point that he saw, and you hear a clang of metal of the jackal's body hitting the fence, the barbed fence of his own estate on the other side of the minefield. And you hear him cursing.
Merde.
Right. I'm going to start running after him through a minefield.
Okay.
It's going great.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
It's perfect.
Okay.
I'm also going to yell for Philip to bring the car around to where I saw or where I heard the jackal.
Do you okay, so it's at night. Do you trust Philip to take the car through the minefield, or at least to take the car out through
Actually,
the road that you showed it him
That's
inside?
an excellent point. I'm going to yell at Philip for where the jackal is and tell him to run through the minefield. Then I'm going to take the car.
Okay. Because this is an action scene, and I'm going to have to ask you to roll drive in order to avoid all of the mines. It's a pure roll, no bonuses or penalties. But if you fail, you're either if you fail by more than 3 points, you land on a mine. If you fail by less than 3 points or less, you still like you give the jackal time to escape, and then we are going to move on to the other players. So go ahead and roll for drive. It's under Capricorn, third column.
Is that me?
Yeah.
That's Oliver. That's
Oliver.
good.
Shit.
That's good. Okay, Oliver, you take the car out. Does anybody else jump in the car with you? I think Koa does.
I mean, if other people decide not to run through said minefield and just follow me to the car, I'm not going to stop them from getting in the car.
I think Koa like shakes Philip and Stefan awake before jumping into the car.
Oh, right, they're asleep.
Yeah, they were meditating inside of memories.
You say what?
Okay,
Wow.
so a mine does 10 damage.
Ooh.
Wow.
How did I not beat this with a 15?
No. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
I'm just announcing it for.
You got super scared.
I'm just announcing it for anyone who's running after the jackal. So, Stefan and Philip, what are your characters doing?
I guess Philip's gonna go running.
Okay. You have no ideas where the mines are, so I'm going to ask you to roll 1d12, and if you roll 9 or more, you don't step on a mine. If you yeah, okay.
Oh fuck!
All right, so Philip, you start running after the jackal, and you've taken 5 steps when below you feel this breath, and you are blown up. Suddenly, you are falling through the sky upwards, and then back down, and you crash onto the floor, and bits and pieces of your leg are falling around you. And if it wasn't for Karma's ability to heal you, you would have just lost that limb forever. You take 10 points of damage.
Okay, also, quick question. How long has it been since the last fight? Because I still have all the damage listed from that, and don't you heal like 1 per hour?
Okay, the bruised lifeline, you heal 1 per hour. Okay.
Okay.
Were you only bruised?
I have wounded checked as well, which I didn't realize.
Wounded takes you like 1 day per wound to heal.
Oh,
but
fuck me.
But since your dark karma regenerated, you could have used dark karma to heal yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I would have done that because that was really, really rough.
Okay. Hold on, just one thing. How much dark karma did you have before you before the night fell?
I believe I'd used all I had.
Okay, then you can heal. Okay, so you can use 1 point of dark karma that you regenerated to have healed back 4 life points.
Okay.
Okay, and then you take 10 damage, and then you can spend more darkness karma to heal.
So did I? So all my bruise by now would probably be gone. Or would that still be in effect?
No. It's only been 1 hour since Jackal woke up, so you would have healed a total of 5. You would have healed a total of 5 life points, and then taken 10.
Okay. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Let's see.
I'm gonna have a look at your character sheet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. How many wounded did you have, like, at the beginning of this session?
I haven't touched it at all. This is what I had at the beginning of the session.
Oh, okay, cool. So you are now unconscious.
Cool.
And hold on, how much darkness karma do you have? You have 1 point of darkness karma, which means you don't have enough darkness. You don't have enough darkness karma to wake up from this.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm either gonna go in and be awesome, or I'm gonna run into that minefield and just be done for the night.
It's never awesome. It's never awesome.
Oh, so true.
Actually, sorry. You still had 1 point of Diva Karma. If you used that to heal earlier, you would still be conscious.
Yeah, I would have used it to heal earlier because that was pretty rough. I just didn't realize it, but in game, Philip would have been like, "I'm not okay."
All right. So you, if you take 1 more point of damage, you're unconscious without the ability to wake up from this. So yay! All right.
It's going great.
Yeah, this is a great game. I love this. Okay, what is Stefan doing? And bear in mind, since one of the mines has been blown up, now if you try to run through the minefield after Oliver, if you roll 2 or 9 or more, you make it through the minefield, no problem, because Philip cleared the 2 for you.
You're welcome.
No. But I don't have any light karma left. It's night outside, right? Yeah, it is. Do I see Jackal?
No.
No.
I mean, you can, sorry. Actually, you could roll vigilance against his stealth to try to see him.
I will do that. If I don't see him, I will run inside the house and look for a control room where all the cameras are watching or stuff like that.
Okay.
But I will glance into the darkness first. Vigilance. Here we go. 15? No, that's yours. Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine.
He's
Yeah,
hidden. Then I will head back to the house, check all the surveillance monitors.
Oh, nice. You can roll for technologies, and if you beat the 15, you'll be able to spot him. So that's actually a great idea.
Yeah. 15. No.
That was close.
Close, but no.
Okay. Yeah, it seems the Jackal is somehow really good at evading the cameras that he put up himself. Okay, so it looks like the only two who are still in hot pursuit are the apprentice and Kawa. So, as you're driving, Kawa says, "Oh, I'm really disappointed. I really wanted to trust him. He had such nice parrots."
Oh, rip.
Should have just killed him. Always
Sometimes
just
it really
muttering
do be
to
like
himself
that.
as he's speeding through the.
All right. So, yeah. So you arrive at this point where it's not possible. It's not possible to drive along the fence the entire way, and so you have to abandon the car to give chase to the Jackal. In fact, he is running through the undergrowth, and like as you're stepping in there, Kawa is just like grunting, saying, "Oh, god damn it! There are venomous species around this part of the island. You guys can heal from that. I don't have karma like you." But he's going to get out of the car and start running. What do you do?
I'm going to try to find a track.
Okay.
Or is it fairly obvious where he went?
Oh, yeah. You're okay. You're rolling survival to track someone. It's a good thing we get to use this skill every now and then. It's under Sagittarius.
All right, come on, 12. Actually, I think it might be a good time to take a prime.
Yeah.
Where are the list of crimes?
You can't take your time because that would make you lose the advantage that finding a track would give you.
Crimes. Definitely take efficiency for the +3 the rule, and my.
Kawa's not helpful at tracking at night, despite the fact that he knows this island a bit. You could take risk.
Yeah, that was what I was going to take, risk.
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. So here's what happens. The fact that you took risk means that if you had failed, he would have disarmed, like he would have drawn your sword, and he would have had a weapon. But in fact, you find the trail and you track him down to the point, and the moment when he tries to take the sword, you dodge, and you and Kawa are both there. I guess roll for reflexes, roll for initiative.
All right, now we get to do this again.
Right? Back on this bullshit.
Me not hitting him, he probably punching me to death.
Okay, he's the first to attack. All right, so he's going to attempt attacking you twice, and he's going to attempt attacking you twice. So he's going to be at -3 for the first one, and the second time he's going to take a penalty to have. Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You're all good.
You're all good.
Why is he so good at this?
I had to roll a 12 to succeed this.
Did you roll a 12 twice?
Shit.
Yeah,
man.
no, I'm really good. And the second time, he's actually going to lower his initiative to be able to do this. But basically, the first thing he does is grab your arm, and the second time he tries to brawl you, he's going to try to take your sword. Did you have your sword? Okay. Did you have your sword in your hand or a gun in your hand? Where are your two weapons at? Because you took a gun earlier.
Yeah, I had the gun in my hand.
Okay, so you can try to dodge both of them. The second roll will be at -3, or you can use brawl to fight him in hand-to-hand combat. Okay. Oh yes!
Oh
I
shit!
rolled 12 both times.
Shit!
All right, I'll dodge. I think I dodged the first one, right?
No, because I rolled a 20 both time.
Yep, and then the dodge for the second one at -3.
Yeah.
Right, 12. Nope.
Okay. At the end of his first turn, the Jackal has dropped his initiative, but he's also drawn your sword and he's ready to fight you.
Right.
It's your turn. What do you do?
I'm going to shoot him with a gun.
Okay.
He's still pretty injured, right?
Oh yeah. He's really injured.
Good.
Okay. So how many times do you shoot?
How
many
just
actions?
Once.
Okay.
And I'm also going to take another the efficiency prime for slow.
Okay.
That's my initiative. That's slower
Okay.
slower initiative -3.
So you drop back in the initiative in order to help him. He's going to have a -3 because Kawa is going to attack him once. Kawa tries to wrestle the sword from him, but so that.
Come on.
Okay. So actually, no. You're going to give. So yeah, he. Actually, I don't even need to roll for dodge because you didn't even succeed in hitting him because it's dark. Because it's dark and Kawa is getting in the way. You don't manage to hit him. Okay, so I just want to get back real quick to Stefan and Philip before the second turn to ask you guys: Is there do you think there's anything your characters could do to try to help out here?
Man, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any light karma, so
yeah.
I'm still incredibly wounded.
I actually wanted to go after Philip when I heard that mine went off, so I can help him if I cannot do anything else. So, how far away was that? I suppose there is still smoke and everything.
Yeah, there is. There's still bits and pieces of Philip smoldering down from the heavens.
It's snowy Philip.
Can I? I'm not sure.
Philip went into a straight line, so you're unlikely to step on a mine running after him. And because it rained recently, you can tell where Philip stepped.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to trace him and pull him out of the minefield.
Okay.
So,
Thank you for my life.
Yeah, I will bring your legs too. Yeah, no problem.
the leg didn't get amputated. It just got like holes in them that the karma started like to heal.
Just it's
But,
a little shredded.
But I want to
not
just check
detached.
if he's dead or if he still has some karma left.
He doesn't have any karma left, but he's conscious.
He's conscious. Yeah, I will pull him out and say, "What were you thinking, running like that into a minefield?" Did you see where Jackal went?
Did I see where Jackal went?
No, but it's in this moment that you hear like the hail of bullets shot by Oliver, and you see like the flashes of the gun through the trees. You have a general idea of where
Okay.
they are.
I just point and cough up dirt.
Oof. I guess it's across the field, right?
Yep.
I'm not going there.
But you can take a detour by following the tracks that the car took. You'll just have to roll I'm going to need you to roll a successful athleticism check to symbolize that you caught up to them. And it's going to be a check at -3. Until you pass this test, you can't join the fight if you're just running.
Also,
Yeah, this will probably not work, but I will try.
Okay. Go ahead.
Come on, our legs. Oh, boss. Sorry. I put -3 in a sheet. Sorry. Just a second.
Yeah. Phil, what did you were going to say something?
I need to run. My folks need me to drive something out to them as soon as I can.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to run. As soon as this roll is done, I can stop the recording and we'll just leave it on a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, we're okay. We'll
They need me to drive into town, which is like 11 miles out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, have a nice day. I'll see all of you next Tuesday. Hi everyone, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to be a part of this story, we are currently looking for more players and game masters to play new games in this setting and on this channel. You can also be a part of the story by having your face added to the cast of characters. I draw all of the images for this game, and you can commission me to make you into an NPC. If you like the style and you want a drawing like that of yourself, or if you want to contribute to the project, you can contact me through the links in the description. Finally, if you want to keep up with all of the adventures on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so you can get a notification each time we upload the next episode of this story. And it would be very nice of you to like and share the video to help this channel grow. Have a nice day, everyone.